Hi, my name is Chris Wright and welcome to the Forest of Arden. This is a brand new video series discussing some of the myths around the golf swing. Now, these are common things that I hear from people when they're coming for lessons. They're things that I hear on the golf course and also speaking to other coaches. It's things that people say or people are trying to maybe do in their golf swing. And we're going to sort of talk about some of these myths, discuss them, maybe dispel some of these myths and really hopefully leave you in a better place to own your own golf swing. And when you're out on the golf course and you hear these bits of information, you can take them maybe with a little bit of pinch of salt and have a good understanding about why they maybe will not help your game as they're often designed to do. So welcome to the first video in this series covering the myths about the golf swing. And when I decided I was going to do this video series, I was trying to think about the myths that I would cover. This one was first on the list. It is by far the one that crops up the most in lessons. It's the one that I hear the most on the golf course. And when I speak to other coaches, again, it's the one that crops up more in their lessons as well. And we can turn this in different ways. Some people would say, I lifted my head. Other golfers would say things like, I looked for the ball too soon. But effectively, they're kind of alluding to the same thing, is that they feel like they lifted out of the shot too soon. This is definitely a myth about the golf swing. It would make a lot of sense. If I was absolutely brand new to the game and I stood there and I started to hit the top of the ball, I would absolutely think that I must have stood up, I must have looked for the ball. So we can see where this myth has kind of stemmed from. It's something that you would almost assume is happening if you're misstriking it. It's never the fact that someone has lifted their head. There's often other factors which go to creating that. So we're going to start with one piece of advice, or something that I would tell this to most golfers. I have played this game now for nearly 20 years. I've played a lot, I've practiced a lot, I've done all the kind of things that you'd expect to get to the level I am at. I have hit hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of golf balls over my time. I have never, ever seen the golf club hit the golf ball. Never. My head is always looking in that area, but I've never actually seen the golf club make contact with the golf ball. Speaking to other players, again, they would say the same thing. It is just happening so fast that you just cannot see that collision take place. Now, because we can't see that collision take place, many golfers would assume that, well, I must have been looking this way then. Because if I didn't see the club hit the ball, it must mean that my head was over this way. That is not what it means. It just means that that collision, as I say, is happening so fast that you will never, ever see it. So let's talk a little bit about why keeping the head down, or why trying to stay down, is going to be bad for you. I want you to stand up out your chair, at your office chair, off your sofa, whatever it may be. I want you to get yourselves into posture and place your shoulders across your shoulders. Place your hands across your shoulders like I'm doing. You don't need a golf club. And I want you to just look right down here where my golf ball would be, or imaginary where a golf ball would be. And I want you to rotate, keep your head there, and I want you to rotate your shoulders towards the target as much as you can. So you can see here, without me moving my head, I've managed to get my grip pretty much over the middle of my stance over that golf ball. Now, if I was to move my head to the right, and I'm going to pick some spot on the ground here, maybe some 4 or 5 feet behind the golf ball. So I'm looking at that point. I'm now going to keep my head there, and I'm going to now rotate towards the target as much as I can. And you can see just how much I've limited my rotation, my ability to rotate, just by where I positioned my head. So if I'm the golfer who is desperately not trying to look up, I'm not trying to lift, the opposite to that is trying to keep the head down, trying to look down at the golf ball for longer. I am seriously inhibiting my ability to rotate on this side of the golf ball. If I limit my rotation, I'm going to limit my speed. I'm also going to limit my ability to extend the arms and get that nice follow through that we tend to see from the best golfers in the world. So by trying to keep the head down, by trying to look for the strike, see the club hit the ball, you are really doing yourselves more harm than good. I could find more examples of a golfer whose head is beginning to rotate before impact than I could a golfer whose head is down much after impact. The best example at the moment would be world number 1, Dustin Johnson. Not so much with the driver, but certainly as it gets into his lower irons, you're going to see at impact his head is starting to rotate towards the target. I would almost guarantee that if you ask Dustin Johnson, have you seen the club hit the ball? He would say no. That doesn't mean he's lifted his head, doesn't mean he's looked too early. It means he's actually allowed his body to rotate. And as his body's rotating, he's allowing his head to rotate. If we look at the golf swing from this down the line view, if I rotate my head towards the target, that has absolutely no influence on my body shape. So if I'm the golfer who is down at this point, I have a good body shape, rotating my head towards the target will absolutely not change my ability to strike that ball correctly. What would change my ability to strike the ball correctly is a change in body angles. But allowing my head to rotate is not going to affect my ability to strike the ball consistently. In fact, it's probably going to help that. So all too often I will see golfers where they're trying to see the strike. They're trying to make sure that they stay down until the club has hit the ball. You can see what that did to my follow through. It got it very narrow. You can see where my body has finished, under rotated. I'm probably going to find that my arms start to retract before impact. That is more likely to make me top the golf ball. So here's a little exercise I want you to do. I've got this ball teed up. I would advise you teeing it up to begin with. And you're going to take your starting position. You're going to hit some little chips over 30, 40 yards. But I want you to really feel as if your head is rotating towards the target before you make contact. I want you to try and hold your finished position with your body fully rotated, your arms extended, and the club head as far away from you as you can have it. Hopefully, a little bit like this. So there's that follow through, body fully rotated, arms extended, club head is away from me, and hopefully you can see my head starting to rotate before the club made contact with the ball. That is a fantastic drill to really get you to understand and appreciate that your head does not have to stay down until the club has hit the ball in order to play this game to a high level, in order to strike the ball consistently. So if you are the golfer who struggles to strike your irons, or any clubs for that matter, if you have ever been told you're looking up too soon, to keep your head down, to stay down over the ball, this is terrible, terrible advice. It will not help you, I guarantee you. There will be other reasons why you are misstriking that golf ball. So try this little drill, get comfortable with rotating the body, extending the arms, and letting the head release much, much sooner into that follow through. That by far will be better for you than trying to keep the head down for too long. So there is our first golf myth covered. We are going to progress onto some more videos covering some more myths in the golf swing that I hear. So make sure you watch the whole series, because I definitely think that's going to leave you in a better place to practice and play and improve your golf. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out the next videos coming very, very soon. Usual stuff is down below, comments box, like button, and also a link to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll see you back here again soon.